Hello and welcome back to the Game Club podcast.
Hello.
Here we are. Oh, wait. One, two. There's only two of us, Tim.
Oh, we got a man down.
Man down. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Alex is dead. It's not dead. Don't
Dead.
worry. So we were going to talk about Animal Well in this episode, and we still will, won't we, Tim? But it was meant to be a thanks I hate aimed at Alex, but unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, it was just not possible to do. So rather than Tim and I doing Two Blokes from Blighty Part 2, which I don't think anyone really wants, but I mean, you sort of get it, but I don't think anyone really wants, we thought we'd give our views on Animal Well, and then take an idea from one of my favourite podcasts, and that's Talking Smack, as Tim, technically, at time of recording, we are in Josh Scar Week, as
We are still in Josh Scar Week.
So, to honour our friends at Talking Smack, we're doing a what you doing, what you playing, catch up, talking about games, everything the Game Club pod maybe originally was going to be.
Maybe.
So, Tim, I have made a bespoke jingle
Oh,
that you've not heard.
no.
So
I've been teased of it, though.
get ready.
Tim's got a pen but no map in hand. Joey's got a mic and a half-baked plan. This wasn't the script we wrote last night. Pages ripped up, out of sight. But the mics are on, the clock won't wait. The vibe's a mess, but ain't it great? We don't know where this will go. Lost in the flow, in the afterglow. Thanks, I hate it, but it's all we've got. Next time Alex will connect the dots.
There you go.
That's good. That's good.
I'm glad you liked it.
That's very bespoke.
So, as it said, we don't really know where this will go. It might end up being an hour. It might end up being 25 minutes. But let's talk about Animal Well to start with, Tim.
Yeah.
Unless you want a question like mainline, and I can think of one on the fly.
I got a question for you. What's your favourite animal? And will it fit down a well?
Depends. Well, depends on how big the well is.
Let's go with standard well size.
And are we discounting like dogs?
Yeah.
Because they're like basic animal, but it is my favourite animal.
Sure, yeah.
I quite like a bird now, but I quite a robin.
A robin.
And robins would definitely fit down well.
How many do you think you could fit down a well?
Like I said, it depends on the well.
Standard well size.
Your bog standard B&Q well,
Yep.
365.
That's for one for every day of the year.
Every
Boy,
day.
do I know what you're doing in 2026.
How about you, Tim? What's your favourite animal that isn't a dog, cat? You know, standard garden variety pet.
I mean, rat is an obvious one. I do
Yeah.
love a rat, but I think one of my favorite animals right now is actually extinct. It's one of my favorites because it's so goofy and weird.
Okay.
Are you able to look up a calico Theoday for me?
Yes. I'm sorry, you might hear some clicking from my mouse.
No, of course, yeah.
So, calico.
Theidae.
D.
AE.
What the fuck is
It's
this?
basically a horse gorilla with knuckles. They have been extinct for many hundreds of years, but
I'll put a picture of a calico theatre in the
it's
edit here.
unreal. There's two things that are stopping that animal from, like, if it was around today, from just being
it
the
that-
dominant species.
None of them would look at each other and think, I want to mate with that.
No. So, first of all, they're dead.
They
Secondly,
are very dead.
they're herbivores.
What?
They're herbivores. These giant horse gorillas, complete with knuckles, were herbivores.
But they have like fingers
Yeah,
on the front,
full-on
and-
fists.
and toe and hoofs on the back, but the end of each finger is a hoof.
Yeah,
That's mental.
it's wild. I love it. It's so goofy and weird.
Why? Oh, I don't know. I was going to ask you questions, but you're not an expert in whatever the fuck this is.
No.
Does anyone know why they died out?
Lack of fist fights.
Because they were shit. Tim, how many could you fit in a well?
I think you're going to have to fit the well in it more than anything.
They're pretty big.
They're pretty huge. Have you seen the size comparison chart?
No.
There's one way to link to it. It's like twice the size. It's about the size of a moose.
Size comparison chart. Let's have a look. This is definitely going two blokes from Blighty material.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is,
yeah.
Like, we've started... Why the hell... The first size comparison chart I've come up with is Calico Theodays next to mammoths, Warbat, Kong, Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, and Monster Zero.
Is it bigger than all of them?
No, it's not. It's not nearly as big as Godzilla. I feel like this is the internet's meme animal.
Yeah. It's if 4chan got together and designed an animal.
Yeah, it's as if 4chan came to life. Wow, that is depressingly awful. Tim, Animal Well. So let me just reel off a few facts for you. It was released May 9th, 2024 for PC, and then PS5 and Switch were also the same day, and then Xbox got it a little bit later on October 17th, 2024. This was developed by one single person. I'm sorry if you can hear the background noise there.
That's
apparently.
okay.
My son is as excited as Animal Well as I was.
He loves a Calico Theoday.
He really does love a Calico Theoday. It is a puzzle platformer / Metroidvania.
Yeah.
One thing that I think is immensely... I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know. I just had him go higher and higher in pitch.
But the thing is, from where it started sounding like he was in distress, and now I can hear him pissing himself laughing.
He's having a great time down there. I don't know what he's doing.
I just heard the toilet seat close, so I can imagine what he's doing.
I can imagine what he's doing.
Anyway, let's move away from that. So, one thing that really, really surprised me about this was a game released in 2024 that is as big as Animal Well is. Do you know the size of download for this game?
It's like 300 meg or something.
A tenth of that, 33 megabits.
33 meg.
33 meg. So it could run, theoretically, on the Nintendo 64.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tim, the game was pretty universally praised. It's been described as an indie gem. Did you know every single screen that you come across in this game has a secret room?
Every screen?
Every single screen, of which there are more than 500 of them.
Bloody, I didn't know it was every screen. I thought it was maybe like every other or something.
No, every single screen. And people have been playing this for like 60, 70 plus hours and still not found half of them.
God almighty.
Like I said, it was developed by one person who has said he is not going to do any more DLC. The game was released in a finished state and he wants to keep it that way, which I kind of respect. And then finally, a good thing for you to know, the publisher Big Mode. You ever heard of them?
No, can't say I have.
So Big Mode was set up by a YouTuber called Dunkey.
Oh, I know Dunkey.
Yeah, so Dunkey, sole setup of Big Mode Publishing, has published Animal Well under his own label, which I thought was very cool.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Dunkey's work as such, but I appreciate what he's doing.
Video game Dunkey, I have no idea. I've never heard of him, but he's got 7 million subscribers. Hi, Payne, you're in an episode. Unless you want me to edit you out, I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, he's got 7.5 million subscribers, so I thought it was pretty cool that he's gone off and done this publisher jobby as well.
That's cool. Good for him.
Very cool. Tim, what did you think of Animal Well?
I really liked it. At first, I'll be honest, I didn't get it. Because what Animal Well doesn't do, really, for me, is explain itself.
Doesn't do at all.
Yeah. Like, it's very much just you are a blob in a room and go. and that's fine because I felt like I was uncovering more about the world and about what I'm actually supposed to be doing, like really organically. Like I didn't look up anything online to do with puzzle solving, rooms, directions, anything. It was just me and my little noodle brain going, oh, I've got this ability now. This now recontextualizes this bit of the game. So you go back there and you go, oh, I actually can't do that yet. Okay, well, I'm going to go explore something else, as a Metroidvania should be.
Yeah.
It was great. It's dripping in atmosphere, for a start. I sent Joey a text, actually, last night saying, I've played some more Animal Well. I don't like animals.
No. But the thing is, I thought it was really interesting. So as Tim said, you are a blob. You don't have a voice, you don't have a name, and the whole story setup for Animal Well is you start and there are 4 flames on the screen, and one by one they get extinguished, and then a flower opens and there you are, and you kind of just have to do your thing. And I thought that was really cool. But then the enemies, and I'm putting enemies in big quote marks, the enemies are the animals, but it's hard to call them enemies because they're just doing what animals do.
They just stand, like, not just stand around, like, there's one part, spoilers, by the way, for, I guess...
Oh, yeah, sorry, we haven't said. Big spoilers for Animal
Spoilers. There's a part where there's an ostrich in like a giant hamster wheel operating a series of gears and platforms, and
As
that
ostriches do.
as ostriches are known to do. But so that part was definitely like malicious because he does absolutely try and chase you down and hunt you down. And there's a giant iguana that tries to eat you, and there's the ghost dog who chases after you when you've got his frisbee.
And he goes...
And he sounds like an air raid siren. It's pretty fucking horrific. And then there's the seahorse, who I don't think was an enemy. He was actually very much a friend, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But it definitely like wears its Metroidvania. Well, I was about to say Metroid inspiration, not to repeat myself, but it wears its Metroid inspiration on its sleeve, because even down to like the Metroid, Super Metroid, gold statue that you find fairly early on in Brinstar in that game, just as when you beat the boss in that does the statue change, so do the statues change in kind of the central room of Animal Well, which I thought was a very cool touch, nice little nod.
I thought it was very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed Animal Well, Tim. I thought it was a bit of a risk, I think, because of how ambiguous it was, because I think when you say Metroidvania, I don't know that it encapsulates it fully, because it is a puzzle platformer. Some of the puzzles are basic, some of them are immensely complicated, and I'll tell you now, Tim, the most complicated puzzle in Animal Well is now impossible to solve.
How do you mean?
So...
Because I haven't finished this, by the way.
That's fine. How many hours did you put into it?
I think I put about 4 hours in.
The game's only about 5.5 hours long.
Yeah. And
that's if you do some serious meandering. I haven't finished it. I put 5 hours in, but I'm shit at the game. And I'll come on to that as well. But did you get to the room where there was like a bird on the wall in pixel art? Just dots as a bird. I
think so. I certainly got to a room with a rat. Like, there's obviously a rabbit one fairly early on.
Yeah, but the bird one has something special to it. So, if you click on the website for Animal Well, is the same bird image, and if you try and align them up with the one in the game, it's slightly off. And if you then imprint what's off and there's something else to do with the top corner. There is a logic to it. I just can't remember it.
Is it like just looking for differences, essentially?
Basically, but then you have to fill them in across the two, and it makes a QR code.
Oh,
and
shit.
You scan the QR code, and it takes you to an hour-long version of Birdsong. But if you then, in the game, you find something to do with at the end of the bird, I can't remember exactly what it is, but there's 8 boxes. And that doesn't tell you any of this in the game, but the way you solve that is you use the chord progression in numbers from the hour-long video that you saw by getting the QR code. If you do that, it gives you another QR code, which you scan, that opens your email and pre-populates an email to send directly to the developer.
Interesting.
If you send that email... you had to have been one of the first 10 people to do it, and then it gets you through the next part, that puzzle.
Okay, all right. I'm very much down for pseudo ARG.
Honestly, I think if you wanted to, you could spend days, literal days, looking for the puzzles in this game.
That could be a topic actually for Podmas. So maybe not necessarily this year because we've got basically everything planned out, I think. But ARGs could be an interesting one to look at.
Yeah, that would be really fun, actually.
Be fun.
So, Animal Well.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it for the whole episode. We already said this. But Animal Well, what did you like about the game, Tim? What were your favourite bits?
I mean, I said to you yesterday that the thing I said in the text, I don't like animals. The reason I don't like animals, thanks to this game, is because of how well done they were in terms of making them really bloody unsettling.
Yeah.
So like, I have a theory that they've got so many more frames of animation in comparison to literally everything else in the game.
Okay.
So if you look at your character, he's a little blob, he's got little feet, and he has about 2 frames of animation.
Yeah.
Left foot up, right foot down, and left foot down, right foot up. That's it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look at, like, the ostrich, for example, he's got ripples in his neck, but his legs have got, like, anticipation and follow-through actions. He's got a horrible bendy neck that follows you down a series of holes, and like he gets very uncomfortably close to you. And I'm focusing on the ostrich because he was my favourite one, but the iguana's got like these horrible eyes that track you throughout the whole thing, and it's like really smooth tracking in comparison to everything else. It's got a tongue that follows you in a really smooth arc. The ghost dog that follows you is just able to phase through walls and stuff, but he's got this almost ripply motion to him that's overly smooth. And there's the seahorse who is smooth in the water, I guess. Like he doesn't have much in the way of animation, but
do you know what I think the interesting thing was? And I couldn't put my finger on this, but I completely agree with you. I feel like Animal Well, everything that isn't an animal is very angular.
Yeah.
Very straight, very right angles. The platforms, even your character is circular. So it goes against my point here. But
it's like rounded square.
The levels are designed in squares. And once you move from one square to the other, the camera is fixed. And everything in there is quite angular. The non-animal enemies move in straight lines. There's water that falls in straight lines. The water that is horizontal is dead straight. But the animals have a real, like, curved motion to them.
It's very out of place with everything else in the game.
Yeah.
I'm a massive fan of it.
Okay, I'm glad. I really liked that there was no music, really, until you got to the bits with the big boss rooms. It gave them gravitas. But I loved the sound design in that when... So one that stands out to me, there was a switch that you stood on and a big stone door would open. And every single rumble with that, one, rumbled my controller. My controller was so rumbly throughout this whole thing. Everything you did, whether it was flick a switch, walk over grass, I can't remember what the name of it, like it's targeted vibration on the controller.
Oh, haptic feedback.
The haptic feedback was amazing.
I can imagine it doing really well on the Switch, because obviously the Switch has got very, very, very good haptic feedback.
But that door went do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, but the bass that came with it really made it feel like it had like loads of gravitas and like you were really achieving something by getting through that door. And like you said, like the dog had an air raid siren feel, which was very haunting. My favourite animal was the little gopher in the hole, and when you got closer, it just slid away.
It just backed away.
I was like, no.
I had a ton of fun with the animal flute, if you remember that.
Yeah.
I was expecting... So, you get items as you progress, so you'll get a yo-yo that's designed to, like, hit blocks and push buttons and whatever. You'll get a bubble one that's there to make a temporary platform that descends as you stand on it because you're heavier than it, but it allows you to get a leg up on something. But one of the items that you get is an animal flute. And it does a few things, mostly summoning particular animals, I think chinchillas for the most part. But I just found myself when I was on a list, just sat there with the animal flute, just playing little songs to myself and having a great time.
Belting them out. Maybe you won't be far enough, 5.5 hours. Maybe you'll be there for like 10.
Oh, I probably would.
play the Animal Fleet for the majority.
It'll just be like, what game was it we just covered? South of Midnight.
Out of midnight, where you got about an hour and a half in and played 10 hours.
Yeah, I was really exploring.
Tim, we don't usually do this, thanks I hear, but I feel like Animal World probably deserves it. What would you rate it out of 10? And would you recommend?
I'd recommend it for sure. I'd probably give it like a 7.5.
Okay. I think I'd give it an 8.5. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The only thing I think was a bit... there were certain elements of the game which I found really, really challenging. So every time you had to jump on the bubbles, I just could not do it at all. It took me forever. And there was a bit where the ghost dog was chasing you, and you had to run across like 7 columns of bubbles.
Yeah.
And I think if I just held left, it would have gone blah, 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 and it would have done it. But my brain was like, nope, that's not going to work.
I found that spawning a bubble with a bubble wand on those things just allowed you a brief little moment for the bubbles to continue to rise up as needed.
Yeah.
But the other thing I found as well, though, and I don't know if this is more of the speedrunner in me or not, was I spent about 10 to 20 minutes maybe trying to work out how I can just like progressively move further up the screen on my own without the lift of like other previous existing bubble wells.
Okay.
Just using the bubble one to get from the bottom of the screen to the top, and I found that really helped my navigation.
I think you should try and learn the speedrun, because the game's 5.5 hours. How long do you think the speedrun is?
It's going to be like 40 minutes. No?
About 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Something like that, yeah.
Bloody hell.
I think you should do it.
Oh, I could probably learn that, I
I
reckon.
think you should do it. You should become MLG Animal Well.
I've already been sponsored once. I was on an esports team, for the audience who don't know.
Just tell the story. Sorry, we'll actually...
That gives
Yeah,
us
so-
an average of an 8, by the way.
I mean, come on, Tim. There's only 2 of us. But we strongly recommend. Like I said, 33 meg on PC, and the requirements are next to nothing.
Like, you can literally run this off a thumb drive.
The install is probably a bit bigger for consoles, but it's still worth it. At time of recording, I believe it's £20.
Oh, okay.
Let me double check that. At time of recording on Steam, it's £15.74, but it's on sale, so it's £20.99 normally. Would you say it's worth that money?
I don't know if I'd say it's worth that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's definitely an on-sale game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like... I don't know. I thinking about the scope of the game, I don't know that £20 rather, £20.99 is justifiable for it. But still, very good game. If it's at all dropped in price, like it has right now at the time of recording,
So,
absolutely pick it up.
Is it a £15 game?
15?
$20, £15.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's exact
Exchange.
rate, but £15, $20, definitely worth it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, nice. Well, that was Animal Well. Well covered, Tim. Whistle
covered.
stop. So, Tim, for the audience that haven't heard, tell us about your forage on an esports team.
Oh yeah, when I used to speedrun Untitled Goose Game, I got picked up by an esports team, and I was... Oh, fuck, what was the name of the team? I don't remember the name of the team.
Was it Wembembo's Gaggle?
It was when Bembo's wagging a lads. No, I was just on a team for doing stuff, and but like I would occasionally get into like speedrunning competitions for these things, and I got absolutely fuck all for it.
Monetary wise, or
Both. I was at least expecting like a shirt with my name on it and didn't get it.
I'm gonna see if you're still on the speed run.
I'm still on speedrun.com. I think I'm like still top 40 in the world.
Really?
I think so.
I don't think you are.
Speedrun.com, Wembembo. So if I control F, Wembembo.
Can you just
45th.
share your 45th? Wow.
45th. Yeah, let me quickly share my screen.
And 1,720th in Mario,
Yeah,
obviously.
that one's not as impressive.
It's still pretty impressive. The numbers on that game are going to be enormous.
There we go. There I am.
Look at you. 2 minutes 54.
2 minutes 54. That's the Twitch VOD right there. If anyone is is interested. I'm just going to quickly skim through it. There you go. You can see me fucking up boot clip for a second. There we go.
When you did this, did you have the YouTube moment where you went, "Let's go,
Let's go"? I love swag clip. It's completely unnecessary, but it's just there for style. Plate clip. Bloody love plate clip. So weird looking.
Do you know, I tried to learn this speedrun, and I did it once. It still took me about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
It's some of the tricks in it are really precise. Like, there's one clip right at the end of the run that really messed with me. Oh, wait, do I do the proper... Oh, no, okay, so that's suboptimal because I didn't go over the town. I went through it. There we go. We got the tower climb to grab the bell. Done.
So ridiculous.
Yep, again, suboptimal because I didn't go over the town.
All of this is terrible for anyone listening. We should say, if you watch on Spotify, just watch this bit or the rest of it if you can. Or we will upload it to YouTube as well.
Yeah, this clip right here, because you're supposed to drop the bell out and ideally clip through it, but I've dropped the bell through the fence and then had to use the plate to clip through. I got, like, incredibly lucky with this because this trick always messed me up. And it's just home straight from here.
Look at that.
Resulting in, wait for it.
And you flipped your desk and went, let's
go. There we go.
There you go.
Where am I in terms of on Switch? I wonder.
Did you do that on the Switch or on...
That was on the Switch.
Wow.
So if I go to the Switch, I am 8th in the world.
Look at that.
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow. 7 years ago, Tim. When you were a young man.
Oh no, 5 years ago.
5 years ago when you were a slightly less young man.
Still old.
Nice. Tim, the only game I've ever speedrun is Amnesia: The Dark Descent for when we did it on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I thought it'd be really funny, and I think I did it in like a minute and a half.
Yeah. Was it
Because
not Amnesia: The Bunker?
Oh, The Bunker, yes. I've
Yeah.
never done The Dark Descent. Ooh, there's an idea for you. Yeah, The Bunker, because there's a trick where you clip through the first room, the wall, and then you walk on top of the map to the final room, and then you surf a shovel all the way up to the exit door, and that's it.
That's it. Game over.
That's it. But if I had recorded it, I think I worked out that I would be 98th in the world.
That's pretty good.
Well, there you go. Day's practice.
I can do A Link to the Past in 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
but the route that I take isn't allowed on speedrun.com.
Because you do open commands end
Yeah,
game.
and slash end. No, essentially, the ruling for it is that essentially the route that if everyone took this route, the run would become really uninteresting to look at.
But is that not an any run thing?
I would agree with you, but the ruling is that you can't take that route.
Well, fuck speedrun.com, eh?
Fuck them.
Fuck.
Who needs them?
Who needs them? Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Tim, what are you playing other than the games for the podcast?
I'm obviously on my usual fighting game shtick, although I was texting Joey.
Okay, let's talk about this. This is interesting.
Yeah. So I was, at the time of recording, I was at a tournament yesterday, Sodium Showdown 23, I think?
Okay.
And
although, Tim, just telling this here means you can't tell it in last Wednesday's Two Blokes.
it's fine.
That's okay.
For those who don't know, I play fighting games competitively. Have done for probably 5-6 years at this point. And
if you notice the timeline, right after Tim stopped playing Goose Game.
yes. So I have found myself experiencing burnout, in particular with Guilty Gear. I love Guilty Gear with all of my heart. It's always going to have a soft spot for me. But right now, for me, Guilty Gear Strive just isn't fun. It's kind of all over the place balance wise, with some characters just not having like any answers for other characters. There are some absolute top tiers in this game that are only top tier because of community outcry to the developers after they made a change.
Oh, really?
Looking at you, Potemkin. So I'm going to briefly go into a bit of jargon here.
If listener, if you're confused, watch the video because I'll be the same.
Sure. So, Potemkin, to give an example, Potemkin has a move called Potemkin Buster. It requires a half circle back forward input on a controller. And essentially, it's a big old command grab that does a good amount of damage. Like, I'm talking maybe a third of your health bar.
Okay.
And there was a tech that you could use pre-season 4 called Kara cancelling, which is where you cancel one move that has momentum into another move before the first move has come out. Makes sense. So
sorry. So someone would do a move and telegraph that move, and then do another move.
It's not even the case of telegraphing it. So in Potemkin's case, pressing forward and kick or 6K, and then doing, half circle back forward, and then you press K then P. The game will see a forward K input and the Potemkin Buster input, taking the momentum from the forward K into Potemkin Buster, so it can move further.
Oh, okay, I've got you.
Great. So the developers in Season 4 wanted to mix things up, and they gave Potemkin a single hit of armor on Potbuster. Armor being essentially, you can hit him, it's going to do damage, but it's not going to interrupt the move. It's not going to knock him out of it. Mm-hmm. But in exchange, they removed the Kara. I was like, okay, so you've lost the momentum, but if someone tries to hit you, you can just Potbuster through it. Okay. But then the Potemkin community were just like, no, give us Kara cancelling back. It's like, okay, fine, they gave it back, but then they didn't remove the armor. So now you have an advancing command grab that does a third of the enemy's health, has a single hit of armor, and it's pretty non-committal for the most part. Like, yeah, if you miss, you're going to get hit. But let's be fair, if you're missing Potbuster like that with your single hit of armor and advancing special, you're probably fucking up somewhere. But along with just, his air command grab, his half-screen normals, his ludicrous health pool, his new movement options, it's just way too much.
So, am I right in thinking that in certain fighting game tournaments, there are certain characters that are banned because they're so exploitable?
There has been bans in the past.
Why would they not want to ban something like this, which is so clearly exploitable?
Because there are technically answers to it if you can zone out Potemkin. So, for example, Axel, who is the game's resident zoner, can keep him very much at full screen. So, technically, it's not unbeatable. However, for 95% of the cast, it's pretty hard to get around. Because
it's not very balanced to me.
It's not balanced at all. So he has another move called Heat Knuckle, which is a command grab that grabs an enemy if they're jumping towards Potemkin. To be exact, it's what's called a hit grab. So if it connects, it's a grab. If it's blocked, it's treated like a hit. So it's got block properties. But Heat Knuckle also pulls the enemy in, and it puts them directly into Potbuster range.
Right. Okay.
So it just doesn't feel right, man.
And so you played Guilty Gear at this tournament at time of recording that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And you went out in what round?
Lost my first game, won my second, lost my third. So.
And how many of them are against something like this Potemkin?
I mean, I didn't face a single Potemkin, but I did face a Bedman, who I'll be honest, I don't know what I'm doing against Bedman. I don't fight enough Bedman players, so it's just a case of lack of knowledge. That's fine. But then I fought two Bridgets who are pretty bad for the character that I play, because Bridget is just all about sending shit out at mid screen to wall you out essentially until she gets a knockdown and then run in and then get a 4-way mix. So it's just nightmare fuel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can understand why that wouldn't be fun.
It's just not fun right now. And I'm not saying that I want the character I play, Angie, to be top 1 or anything. I don't want Bridget to be nerfed into the ground or Potemkin to be nerfed into the ground, but I want better balance. It's just when for example, when I'm fighting characters like Testament who are near enough incentivized for not engaging with the game. Sorry, that's not a fun fight. It becomes really tedious.
What do you mean, incentivized for not engaging?
So, Testament is a character who can send out projectiles that have a couple of effects on them. So, if you picture Testament stood on the ground, they can send a projectile that travels across the ground. They can have a projectile that goes up and diagonal to snipe out the air. Or if they're in the air, they can have a move that also continues horizontally, or one that goes diagonally down towards the ground. So kind of covering like a box space, if you like.
Yeah.
Now, wherever that projectile stops, they have a couple of options. They have a crow that they can send to that, and they can send to the end point of the projectile. And if it hits the enemy, it puts what's referred to as a stain on them. And if the enemy is hit while they've got that stain, that hit becomes 2 hits, making any stray hit become a combo.
Right.
So the first problem there is that Testament can just spam projectiles at any angle that she like, or any angles that they like, rather. If it connects, send a crow. If that connects, fish for anything and just get comboed until the wall gets broken. The second problem is that Testament can also just teleport to where the projectile ends. So as soon as there's any sort of danger of pressure, just out, done.
Right.
Forget it.
Okay.
It's
fair.
incredibly frustrating to fight.
Okay, so you talked about Guilty Gear. Tell me about Tekken.
Tekken, right now, is the other game I'm mostly playing. Season 2 of Tekken 8 is in a really rough state.
Okay.
I really like watching high-level Tekken. I enjoy playing Tekken. But Tekken, we did an episode on Tekken 8, and for the most part, we really liked it. And then they brought out Season 2, and threw whatever concept of weaknesses in a character are out of the window.
Oh, really?
It just seemed like they patched out weaknesses, just to be like, everyone's homogenized. It's like, it's not great balance, really.
See, that sounds like it's gone too far out the other way.
Exactly. That's part of the problem.
So, but this tournament, you were playing Tekken and Guilty Gear. Did you find Tekken any more fun than Guilty Gear?
I think I did. So I mentioned that I've been experiencing burnout with Guilty Gear, and I think what it is over the last few months, I've just felt really apathetic towards everything, like in the game. Whether it's my wins, my losses, whatever. It's just been a case of, oh, okay, has just largely been my response. Whereas Tekken, I've not put as much stock into Tekken, like in, I don't know, since Tekken 8 came out, Guilty Gear's always been my main game. But maybe it's because I'm seeing quicker improvement, and that's firing dopamine into my brain, but I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, I'm having a good time with Tekken. I said Season 2 is a bit of a mess, but the developers have acknowledged that it's a mess, and they're taking actions to steer it back on track, and they're taking more of a micro-balance adjustment to make sure that they don't go too crazy again. So,
fair enough.
I think that's a fair way of doing it. But like every time I'm on Tekken now, I feel like I'm actually learning something about the characters I fight. Like some of them are infuriating, yes, looking at you Asuka players, but a lot of the time it's like, oh, okay, that's minus, that's a low, I can sidestep that. It's good stuff.
Oh, okay, that's good.
It's good.
And how did you do in the Tekken tournament?
0-2, baby. I got the shit kicked out of me.
Did you enjoy getting the shit kicked out?
It was fine. I learned stuff, and I was talking to people. As it happens, the first Bridget I beat in Guilty Gear was also in the Tekken tournament. They were my first match in Tekken, and they wiped the floor with me with their Lily, but I learned a lot about it. And then the person who knocked me out was a Brian player, I think it was, and they are also an Angie main in Guilty Gear, and he and I know each other from an invitational I was invited to in London a few years ago.
And then you made kissy faces. And
It wasn't even faces; there was contact.
Very nice.
But no, like it like the Tekken. If you look at the community, like certainly on Reddit as an example, is an awful toxic environment. But in the day-to-day tournament environment, it's good. It's a good time. Like there were football chants for players that were on stage.
I really like what.
So one of the characters in Tekken is called Kuma, and he is a bear. You might remember him from the anime.
I remember.
His rage art. I remember. His rage art in the game, which is like a big ultimate attack, is he hits you with a fish. Turns out the fish is a big robot, and it's basically a missile. And in a previous game, I think, he would hit you with a salmon. And it wasn't like a robot salmon or anything, it was just a salmon, and he would basically just play baseball with you as a salmon. Okay. But there were people chanting, "We want our salmon back," in the crowd.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, that's fun. Well,
It's
I'm glad
fun.
you enjoyed the Tekken side of it because I know
Yeah.
fighting games are important to you.
It's a big part of my identity as a gamer. But
Gamer.
but like my concern is that I've got Sodium Showdown that's just happened. I've got Versus Fighting in a few weeks, and then I'm traveling to France to compete in Evo.
What games are you playing at both of these?
Guilty Gear and Tekken again.
Okay.
So I'm in a bit of a conundrum as to whether or not I continue playing a game that I'm not particularly enjoying at the moment because I'm better at it, or do I put some more stock into the game that I am enjoying, knowing that I'm probably not going to get as good of a result in either game by doing so.
And if you went to France, for example,
Yep.
and crashed out Tekken and didn't bother with Guilty Gear, do you think you'd have a good time?
I think I'd still have a good time regardless. It's Evo. It's the biggest fighting game tournament in Europe.
No. I think that's your answer, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
That's your answer. Right.
We'll see. But yeah, that's the big dilemma I've got at the minute for me.
Fair enough. And that's what you've been playing as well, I'm guessing, because you're practicing.
There's that. There's a DLC that's coming out that...
Do you know, we can just say what our DLCs are. We're not under any embargo.
Oh, okay. I'm picking up the Timberborn DLC.
Nice. Which is what?
It is a colony sim where you play as a colony of beavers. It's also my first ever colony sim, so I don't know if what I'm experiencing is frustrating or good, or if it's just that way in the genre, or what.
I don't think all colony sims are based on beavers.
No, that's not my point of concern.
What if they were all based on Beavis and Butthead?
That'd be interesting. I feel like that'd be two worlds colliding.
Just like Call of Duty and Beavis and Butthead.
What have you been playing, Joey?
I've been playing a few games, so I've got 1 million DLCs that I need to get out. So you'll probably see some over the next few days, including one that I'm really excited for is Killing Floor 3.
I'm very excited for that. Killing Floor 2 is great.
Well, Killing Floor 3 is out now, and we have the review copy. So I'll be doing that over the next few days. And there's another one called Hell Clock, which looks a little bit like Hades, which I'm interested for. So those are two. There are a couple more, but I won't spoil all of them. But the two main things I've been playing, Tim, are both, I think, Game of the Year contenders. And the first one is one I completed with the lovely, magnificent man, Josh, and that's Split Fiction.
Okay, yep.
I loved Split Fiction. I've never done It Takes Two, but I have done A Way Out? No Way Out?
No Way Out. Another Way Out.
All of the ways out. It's just
The front door.
The front door, which is a two-player game, as they always are. It's a co-op game, story-based, but based on you independently solving puzzles to achieve a greater good. Mm-hmm. But A Way Out is what it was called. No Way Out is a WWE pay-per-view. A Way Out was good until you got out of the prison, and then it was bad, like really bad. Mm-hmm. But Split Fiction held mine and Josh's hearts until the very end of the game. It was awesome. It was a little bit cliche in points, and I think there was a big CEO AI company bad.
Right.
Creative writing, good. Do more creative. And it had a bit of that feel. But it was fun. It was compelling. The nods to the number of different source material within it was absolutely awesome. Mm-hmm. And that would be my Game of the Year 2025 if I had not started playing another game, Tim.
This is what I'm also planning on playing at some point, but I know you've been really enjoying it.
Expedition 33, or Clair Obscur Expedition 33, is the kind of game normally that I think I'd hate, because it's quite wordy. Mm-hmm. But it's sad French game, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah?
I can't stop thinking about it. It's so good. I have to admit, there are bits that are like, I feel overly complicated for what it is, but it's gripped me, totally gripped me, and I don't want to go into too much because I'm gonna try and get it somewhere where I get you guys to play it and we talk about it properly, because I feel like it deserves that. But I started listening to an episode of Talking Smack where Dan from Gaming and Casting Views and Josh and Alex talk about, that's Talking Smack's Alex, not R, one he's under contract, talk about Clair Obscura, and they just gush about it, and I was like, I might play it. I don't know if it's my kind of thing. It looks quite chatty. And then I heard them started to talk about it, and I was like, maybe I just have to try it. And I tried it, and within 5-10 minutes, I was like, right, this is what I'm going to think about for the next 6 months. It so far it is excellent, and I've heard it only gets better and better and better, so I'm really excited to carry on playing it.
Sounds good. I mean, it's on my list of things to play as well.
Oh, how far down your list of things is it?
I mean, it depends on how much of a buffer we build for Game Club more than anything.
We're working on a week at the moment.
Yeah, I know.
Optimal.
No, I really liked when I had a 6-month buffer a little while ago, and it was great. I got to play a bunch of stuff that has just been sat on my list. I might need to get back to that.
We do so. More peeks behind the curtain. We've started Podmas in July, which is like incredible considering last time we started in late October. It was like the last week of October, and then we've started recording. We're not that far into it, but we don't actually have that many weeks until it. And to be fair, the joy that is BAP comes out next week.
Yep.
Which is good. Gives us 2 weeks. And then I actually really like doing cutscenes because they're like 2 hours, and then we talk about it and it's done. But we need to really get on it back to our buffer just to avoid things like this, because this is nonsensical rambling, really, when you think about it.
Well, that's it. I mean, like I said, I really liked having that 6-month buffer because I've essentially got a backlog of games I want to just sit down and knuckle through. But right now I can't do that. It's just the way that it is, and all I need to do is just sit down and just play the games that are on our fucking list.
Well, what I'll say is, I think that is one thing, but I was talking to Dan yesterday. I talked to Dan quite a lot from Gasting Views.
Gasting Views. It's about ghosts.
That's midway between the two, gaming and casting views, and with DLC. Apart from, I picked up Outlast 2 in the Steam summer sale because it was £1. With forgetting that, I can't remember the last time I paid for a game.
Yeah.
Genuinely can't. Because we're so busy with all of these games for DLC and what's on here, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
It's a lot. There's a lot going on.
It's good, though. I enjoy it that way.
It's good. It is good.
We just need to work that buffer back so that we can do our dumb things in Podmas.
Well, that's it. I mean, if I'm honest, next weekend I have absolutely nothing on for a change, so I may just sit down and just go through as much as I can. Wake up bright and early on Saturday morning and just go for it.
Nice. Well, as a spoiler, our next mainline, I think we said it in South of Midnight, right?
Yeah.
We're playing World of Warcraft, which is your game. I don't know if I've told you, I'm not particularly looking forward to it.
No, but you're not a big MMO guy.
I'm not. It's actually on my list of things I hate for thanks I hate it. So we'll see how that goes. Few bigger games coming up, which I'm really looking forward to, but we'll do the fun stuff in between.
Yeah, there's one particular game in November that I'm particularly looking forward to.
Is it on the list?
It's on the list.
It is on the list.
Yeah.
Got a few episodes left before we get to that.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, Tim, I think we've spoken enough. That was our episode of what you're doing, what you're playing, what you listen to all of our friends at the Pod Pack in, and Talking Smack in, and Gaming Views in. And Tim, is there anything else you want to wing?
Bappin. Did you say
yeah,
Bappin?
of course. Listen to Bappin.
But Bappin
is part of the... It's not Bapping, it's just BAP.
Yeah.
Is part of the Pod Pack Collective, because we are too, and we're very proud members.
Yeah.
So, check out the Pod Pack.
There's an episode from them next week. Go check it out. Thank you.
Yay! All right, Tim, I'll see you in a minute, because we're going to do Two Blokes from Blighty.
Yeah, we are.
Bye!
Bye!
Don't stop. You've heard it now, so you can dance to it.
I know how it goes.
Tim's got a pen but no map in hand. Joey's got a mic and a half-baked plan. This wasn't the script we wrote last night. Pages ripped up, out of sight. But the mics are on, the clock won't wait. The vibe's a mess, but ain't it great? We don't know where this will go. Lost in the flow, in the afterglow. Thanks, I hate it, but it's all we've got. Next time Alex will connect the dots.